It's a battle of two teams running out of chances to close the gap to the top four in the Liberty A-League. Adelaide United against the Brisbane Roar in a match where 3 points are precious as these two sides that are losing touch with the finals race try to mount a second half of the season revival. It is a warm but far from oppressive 23 degrees in Adelaide this afternoon, and a good crowd is making their way into Service FM Stadium in the northern suburbs to watch a contest that did have the wild 8-2 scoreline last season, but when these teams met back on the 15th of January, it was a hard-fought 1-1 draw. Adelaide have 3 changes to their lineup. Into the starting 11 come Emily Hodgson and also Misha Westland, but there is sensational news. Fiona Wirtz is out. The club are saying that the Dolan medalist is too ill to play in this game, and she has been spotted in the grandstand. She will not line up on the bench. Instead, Zoe Tolland has come in to the matchday squad. The Brisbane Roar, by contrast, completely unchanged after their 3-3 draw with the Wellington Phoenix a week ago. It means that Indy Riley, who scored in the head-to-head meeting between these two teams in the 1-1 draw, retains her spot in the starting lineup, and there are no changes to the Brisbane bench. There is Fiona Wirtz, unable to take part in the game, and as you can see, looking absolutely shattered about it. The reigning Golden Boot and Dolan medalist not part of the action today. Adrian Stenter is the Adelaide United coach. He was on Dubzone yesterday and he was channeling his inner Graham Arnold, talking about belief and confidence. That's what his team needs to start putting the ball in the back of the net. Only a winning streak will do. Draws not the order, and defeats might start to be fatal at this point of the Liberty A-League season. Katrina Gorry receives the pass from kickoff, and action is underway at Service FM Stadium, where Adelaide may have started the campaign with a win against Sydney FC, but their home form has tailed off significantly since then, as has their form overall for the season. One thing the players will be happy about, Teresa, is this has been one of the real hot houses of the Liberty A-League this season, but Adelaide has turned on a far milder day for the players today.
Yeah, I think that's what was on everyone's mind. Beautiful conditions, perfect for a good match of football.
And the pitch looking pretty good too. This venue, less than a year old in South Australia. It's been used for Australia Cup ties, NPL Grand Finals in South Australia, and now it's also the home of Adelaide United's women's team when they're not playing at Hindmarsh Stadium. This is Nanako Sasaki getting an early touch, and Jenna McCormick at the centre of defence. Now Hodgson will try to break out into open space. And you see there, that might be, Therese, the disadvantage of having the right footer at left back. She turned and went backwards rather than try to hit the pass down the line.
Yeah, in a situation like that where, you know, might have taken a left foot pass or dribble, she's showed that she wasn't as confident, so she's had to come back out.
Long ball finds Dorber. Adelaide turning defence into attack in the blink of an eye. And that was a sliced attempt there from Chelsea Dorber. We do have our first shot on target, but it's easily caught by Hensley Handcuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was aiming for a cross to Murray there, but hey, you know, if that was to go in, a goal's a goal, isn't it?
Element of surprise potentially, but Handcuff wasn't fooled. And now Raw might be on here. Connors, the touch just ran it a little bit long. And it goes out.
And McCormack went long to Dorber. It was a great ball in behind, and yes, she definitely sliced that in what was supposed to be a cross to Murray.
Just over 10 minutes of regulation to go until halftime. This is the first time we've seen Walters hit a long pass today. And Rashard is able to outfox Westland. Plays it to Palmer. That is one of the players Brisbane need to spend more time on the ball here. Holly Palmer, but she's starved of possession on this occasion. And now Amelia Murray will take over. Hodgson has stayed forward, the left back. Numbers getting into the area, but will a cross arrive? Hodgson twists it back to Amelia Murray. Just couldn't bring the ball under control. Crummer came back to make it difficult. Who is going to take the responsibility of shooting on goal for Adelaide? That's the question.
Yeah, only one shot on target at this point. So for all the dominating that they're doing, there's not much to show for it.
Well, who's the super boot from distance? Who can they get just to have a ping to test Hensley Handcuff? Because there are plenty of goalkeepers you might fancy your chances against in this league, but Handcuff has been an inspired piece of recruiting from the Brisbane Roar. Been one of the top performing keepers in the league so far this season, and with no shortage of work to do. Isabel Hodgson plays it back to Holmes. Now Sasaki finds a channel for Dorba, and it's saved. Hensley handcuff right on cue, comes up with a top stop.
Top stop from handcuff there, and I think Dorba probably could have aimed, you know, for the sides a bit more there, but no, it was a great save.
Hodgson just has the ball on a string out on that right flank, and now Holmes, a misdirected pass. Norrie up to Larissa Crummer. Katrina Gorry, Roar need a counter-attack. They need to score against the run here. Shay Connors. And now Gorry. Is this Brisbane's chance? Just when Adelaide were turning the screws, there's no one attacking the ball in the penalty area. Larissa Crummer left standing.
Here's the replay. Lovely ball through from Sasaki, and yeah, look, it wasn't her best shot, but you got to give props to handcuff there. It was a great save.
Savable, but struck with plenty of power at close range. Murray, Westland, able to step around Palmer. Neatly done, but now the pass is the question. Westland driving with the ball. Murray making a run. Westland just holds things up, waits for Paige Hayward to come through. Perhaps emblematic of Adelaide's first half. They drove forward, but their only options were to go backwards.
Yeah, they've had to keep recycling that ball. And they're going to go forward again through McCormack.
She's perhaps been their most aggressive passer, and it's coming from the centre of defence in this first half, Jenna McCormack.
Yeah, she's been very aggressive going forward, always looking to go long or play Sasaki in.
Here is Sasaki, but was immediately being closed down by Ish Norrie. Sasaki, just on the off step there, was trying to clip the ball over the top. Now to Letha Kramer. Now, even if that pass had beaten Hodgson, it wasn't really going to meet Connors. Dorba directing traffic. He's got space to roam here. Dorba swings it to the edge of the area, but it was a hopeful attempt at best. And even though Paige Hayward wears the number 9, she doesn't play like a number 9. She either gets deployed as a left back or a wide midfielder. She's definitely not a centre forward. Gorry fouled by Sasaki. Sasaki and the crowd alike protest that she got the ball, but not without committing a foul.
Here's the replay of that. Rankin plays the ball into Gorry. Well, look, there's a case. Fair argument there. She did get the ball.
Sasaki down the line. Murray being very closely guarded by Lind. Squeezes it on to Palmer, who didn't play the whistle. And Misha Westland emerges with the ball. And then through comes Riley, and now there's a foul. That entire trio, Riley, Palmer and Westland, they were all in the same Queensland NTC team coming through together. So a bit of friendly rivalry between all of them.
Yeah, they'd know each other's game in and out. But yeah, Beck Mackey, she does try to let the game flow. Here's that replay there. She did finally blow that whistle, but today is definitely a game to play the whistle.
Connors. This could be shooting territory here for Connors. Steps around, and it's blocked off the left foot. Connors did well to fashion space. The Adelaide defence was standing off. And now, could that open up a counter? A clash of legs there between Dylan Holmes, and its ball's only gone out for a throw, but it's definitely made an impact here.
That was great footwork there from Shay Connors. She opened up some space to get the shot away, and Brisbane need more of that from her today.
Rankin's the player down, staying down. Here's the collision. Looked initially like it was potentially knee on knee, and that's how you do a PCL, isn't it, Teresa?
It is, yeah. It looked pretty uncomfortable. Either that or a corked inner thigh. Just get that ball on the deck and knock it around.
Can Adelaide score with the 2 minutes of stoppage before the break? We did suggest earlier in the half Brisbane would consider it a bit of a let-off if they do go to the halftime break without conceding. Hayward, Rashard, foul given. Well, we had mentioned earlier that the referee had been a bit more on the lenient side, but I'm not sure there was necessarily a foul there, Teresa.
Look, I'm not sure if there was a little shove on the end of that from Rashard on Hayward. We'll see it here. Just on the end of that. Yeah, look, the ball was gone, so I think Beck Mackey's viewed that as a shove from Rashard. There wasn't too much in it. Set
pieces might be the best hope for either team on a potentially windy day, but this will be getting struck by Nanako Sasaki right into the teeth of the breeze as it comes across the ground. To end the first half, Sasaki, up it goes off the inside of the post, and down it falls into the grateful hands of Hensley Handcuff. And Marushka Waldes nearly broke the deadlock right on halftime.
That was a great delivery from Sasaki. Put it right where she wanted to. Target player is Waldes, of course, and she did pretty well.
Underside of the crossbar, I think, rather than the inside of the post.
Got up nicely. Oh, very close there from Waldes.
So the woodwork has been... It wasn't firmly struck, it was more glanced as the ball fell. Roar trying to respond. Riley trying to make an impact here in a half where she's been really struggling to get into the game. The New Zealand international perhaps reflected in the frustration as she ran after the ball there. One last burst. We've gone 30 seconds beyond the allocated 2 minutes. A little bit of bonus time for the Roar to try and do something. Ishnori doesn't want to go backwards. Flicked on, clever from Palmer. Crummer out to Riley. And she's shut down by Emily Hodgson. Amelia Murray is there, whistles in the mouth, and that is half-time. So we're yet to find a goal. Adelaide had a lot of possession, didn't turn it into a huge number of shots, but they did have the better of the chances and hit the woodwork right at the end of the first 45. However, neither team can find a goal. And with half of this game down, it's Adelaide United 0, Brisbane Roar 0. Adelaide have got the same 11 that started the match out there. If you have only just joined us, no Fiona Wirtz in the matchday squad today. And the Brisbane Roar appear to be playing the same 11 as well here at the start of the second half. So we'll wait and see who is first to act as far as making changes to the game. Just looking at those benches, Teresa, for Adelaide, Mindy Barbieri, Katie Bowler, Sasha Curry, and also Zoe Tolland. And for the Brisbane Roar, Holly McQueen, Sian Fryer, Tamar Levin, and Zara Kruger. Very inexperienced Roar bench. Adelaide also chock full of young players.
Yeah, lots of young players on both benches, and you know, both coaches would have given their instruction at half-time, so they'll give it over to the players and give them an opportunity to go out and execute what they've asked for, and then we might see some changes.
You can still see how strong that cross-ground breeze is as well, that perhaps has had maybe an underrated effect on the quality of the game. It's not favouring one end or the other, really. If anything, just pushing the ball over to the outer side of the ground from the grandstand as we get the second half underway. Dorver swinging at the ball, able to spill it to Amelia Murray. Now Holmes, Westland. An underhit pass, and it left Emily Hodgson in a little bit of trouble. Now Marushka Waldes is able to consolidate possession. Here's Hodgson, building to the edge of the box, has never scored. Well, not this season, not for a number of seasons, but he's going to defect back here. Referee was perhaps in the road there, and you can see the frustration of Misha Westland as the ball was played into Holly Palmer. It's cleared away onto the head of Jenna McCormick. And you see Isabel Hodgson here working hard, and that is the effect of the wind right there, because that looked like a fairly regulation pass, and the ball just kept accelerating away towards the line. But let's have another look here. Was the referee in the wrong position, Teresa?
Yeah, she definitely was, but in saying that, the ball landed right next to Westland. I don't think she should have stopped.
Ball on the right. McCormick switching flanks. Waldes. Westland being guarded by Norrie. Ball's there to be won. Dorver prods it to Amelia Murray. Here's a chance. Legged Murray, and Rankin did it legally. Got enough of the ball, and the referee, no interest in reaching for the whistle.
There were calls for a penalty there. I'm not too sure if there was any contact on the ball, but, you know, once again, there wasn't much of a protest from Adelaide, so the refs waved it on. We'll see it here. Ball's played through to Murray, and no, that was just a strong 50-50 from Rankin. Good defending. Rankin
first to the ball, it seemed. Murray was, if anything, committing a foul on Rankin rather than vice versa. Gorry from very deep. And not for the first time, just an ambitious kick for distance. And, well, McCormick had the peripheral vision to see Larissa Crummer was trying to cut off the pass back to the goalkeeper. And so instead, Chelsea Dorber is in possession here.
And that was well read from McCormick. She's seen it happen a number of times in the game, and she dropped early to cut that out.
Ball to the right for Holmes. Challenge comes in. Corner kick coming up. So a set-piece opportunity.
Here's the replay of the penalty shout there. But, yeah, no, Rankin was in prime position there. She got to it first.
So this corner could be vital to try and find a goal. Marushka Walters did rise to a free kick and headed into the back of the net, or into the underside of the crossbar in the first half. It's as close as anyone's been to a goal. Just the second corner of the game. Sasaki lands it at the edge of the 6-yard box. McCormick! It goes wide of the post. We saw it all the way behind Jenna McCormick.
She's a technician, Sasaki. Great delivery once again to one of the target players. It's McCormick or Walters. This time it was McCormick. Beautiful delivery. And not a bad header from McCormick, just slightly wide.
Here's Connors. Cross was blocked immediately by McCormick. Norrie, McCormick again the obstacle. Adelaide have got so many players back defending that there's no one to pass to, and that goes square off the head of Amelia Murray, out for another throw.
Yeah, the possession at the moment's a bit back and forth, and neither team's taking control here.
Now a collision. Sees both players soar, and there's going to be the first card of the game as well. This is going to be insult to injury, it seems. Shake Connors is down. And she gets back to her feet. She gets a yellow card. And the trainer's going to be called on here to treat Chelsea Dorber, who seems to be struggling.
And here we have the replay. And
oh, it's the trailing foot flipping around into the face of Chelsea Dorber. That's quite the accident. You see Mindy Barbieri still sitting there on the bench as well. I wonder if Adelaide might deploy her at some point.
Yeah, Mindy Barbieri, she's a handy player to have on the bench, and I'm surprised we haven't seen her take the field yet.
Gorry, foul given. Holmes would be wise not to protest now that she's on a yellow.
Yeah, and Gorry was very smart then. She knows Holmes is fired up, and Holmes went in wanting to get her back, I think, for that body challenge. But, yeah, really smart play from Gorry to go to ground then.
So, here's another look at the foul.
Oh, lovely turn, and, yeah, she was clipped by Holmes.
So, is this Brisbane Roar's moment to do something at a set piece? They have Cassia Lind to look for, maybe Jessie Rashart. Neither of them are known for goal scoring. They've never scored in the A-League Women's, so two of their tall options aren't exactly known for latching onto the end of set pieces. Palmer puts it into the box. It's allowed to fall. It loops towards goal, and it's there! Jessie Rashart does score!
And you mentioned Rashart was the target. It was a nice ball in with a bounce. Nobody challenged from Adelaide, and it's a great finish from Rashart. Well timed to get that over Annalie Grove and into the net.
And so Brisbane Roar take the lead. Teresa, talk us through how this free kick played out.
Lovely shape on that from Holly Palmer, and like I said, it bounced. No Adelaide player really reacted, but Rashart timed it beautifully. She's got the height on her for that, so great goal.
It is A-League Women's game number 38 for 35-year-old Jessie Rashart, and the first time she's scored in this competition. in a grapple with Gorry. It was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You saw Sasaki there reach out for Gorry's shirt and grab onto it as she was falling to the ground.
Yeah, she did, and I thought Sasaki just lost balance there. I don't know if there was much of a foul from Gorry. We'll see it here. She got the ball initially, and perhaps there was a bit of an arm in it, but I don't think it was deserving of a yellow card.
Into the last 10 minutes of regulation, but expect plenty of stoppage due to some lengthy delay for injury. McCormick looking for an Adelaide equaliser. What a save from Hensley Handcuff to tip it round the post.
What a shot from Rage. McCormack, you said it before, both teams need a touch of class today, and to be honest, McCormack's bringing that today, and she is centre back, but her distribution's been great, and hey, we can say her shooting's been great now too.
Just 5 goals for Jenna McCormick in a 104-game A-League women's career. She'd had enough, wanted to just let rip from downtown, and that was a top draw save from Hensley Handcuff. Cassia Lind, the centre-back and stayed forward, was trying to ease away from Sasaki and now has to make ground to get back in defence. Maybe there's a gap here for Adelaide to exploit. Oh, and a collision. Jamila Rankin gives away a foul on Sasha Curry and gets booked as well, just when it looked as though Adelaide's attack had broken down.
Yeah, Rankin was trying to read, well, she did read that pass, and as she's come out, pass across from Bowler, yeah, as Rankin came out, she just rammed into Curry.
It was such a harmless situation there, though, Teresa. The ball had been given up. Curry was just about out of play and was fouled, and she was already out of the equation.
Yeah, it looked so harmless, and obviously Rankin did ram into her and was pretty disappointed to earn herself a yellow card.
Now, what's going on here? Marushka Walters is sprinting over to the free kick taker, Nanako Sasaki. Put it on my head. I imagine that might be the instruction here from the Dutch national.
It's probably just too far out to shoot.
Sasaki is going to shoot. Went for the element of surprise. Batted away by Handcuff. And Handcuff saw it all the way. Bowler, clever. Has the cross blocked, though. And then goes in and takes on Katrina Gorry. No backward step, no considering for reputation. Just takes on one of the best Matildas players and wins a foul.
It was a good strike then from Sasaki, but Handcuff had plenty of time to read it. You'll see it here. It had a lot of pace on it from far out, but well covered by Handcuff.
Hodgson chasing, but can only concede a throw, and that will take us to the end of the allocated 7 minutes. Brisbane Roar will finish the round in 5th if they hold on here. And they'll have a game in hand on Melbourne Victory on a weekend where Perth perhaps revived their finals hopes as well. Are the Roar going to join them as the believers in the Liberty A-League? Gareth McPherson checks his watch. The Roar win! And for the first time since 2021, Brisbane Roar get the better of Adelaide United. And it is a first and only A-League women's goal for Jessie Rashard that gives them the win. At the end of a hard-fought win for the Brisbane Roar, it ends Adelaide United 0, Brisbane Roar 1.